This is Tibain Ahmed. She is a 19-year-old sophomore currently studying at the College of Brockport. She is also a Muslim American. Tibain was born on August 15th, 1995 in Brooklyn, New York. So why are we filming Tibain? Well, because Tibain decided to make a film with HBO to depict the social injustices and stereotypes often faced by Muslims in America. Her film was received well and was even given a showcase during the Brockport Diversity Conference in 2013. Hello, Tibain. So to start off, let me ask you how you came about making your film. What drove you?
In high school, I was really interested in creative writing, so I wanted to actually make a play in school, and I had this whole scripted out sort of event story about how I felt like we were being treated as Muslim people or Muslim students in the high school. And I ended up showing it to the English director, and she said that I would basically have to do a lot of work to get to play it. So I showed it to my video production teacher thinking we can make a film, and he recommended the RealWorks program for me. I just really wanted to tell an important story about how I felt Muslims were being treated after 9/11.
What was the process like in making this film?
The RealWorks program basically picked 14 kids out of all of New York City, and you get to do a 6-month program with them that's endorsed by HBO, and that's pretty much how I got started on the film.
How do you think Muslims are perceived in Western countries like America and the UK?
I definitely feel like there's a strong bias towards Muslims, obviously because of 9/11, but I feel like there was some type of bias even way before that.
Mm-hmm.
In general, it's because what I believe is that our religion gets so much attention because we have more people practicing our religion than people do of other religions, or at least the way we look makes people think we practice it more than others do. I feel like opportunities aren't open as much in some sense for certain people. I feel like there's lots of profiling, like racial profiling. I feel like it's religious profiling. And I feel like it's a certain type of ideological offending, and I feel like the media has a huge part to play with that. I believe it's very hard because a lot of times people think you're going to be dangerous instantly just because the way you look.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people don't understand the way, some people do understand, but some people don't understand that the reason why we dress like this or dress conservatively is because it's not just about being modest and respecting yourself and others and protecting your beauty and covering it for one person or your family. It's about disciplining yourself and other people. You're trying to get people to judge you only based on what they know about you and not how you look. Something I would really, really want anybody and everybody to know out there. It's important to not ever think that it's enough. Do your own type of research and then see what you think of that certain issue.
Have you ever experienced any stereotypes pushed onto you or anyone you know pertaining to being Muslim?
I definitely do have lots and lots of experience with that, and it kind of has affected me as I got older, but thankfully, as to growing and maturing, it also made me realize that there has to be a reason why people act a certain way they do. And when it would be like in high school or junior high, primary school, I learned over time that the reason why kids would act a certain way or say certain comments like terrorist was because that's a reaction to what they're learning from home, from their parents. Whoever it was done by, it's an unfortunate event that shouldn't be used to degrade people of a certain religion or certain cultures. Another thing that really got to me as growing up is I'd always see a huge bias of how we look towards everybody. And another thing is that, for example, they're always going to call us Muslim terrorists or Al-Qaeda or ISIS, which are actual terrorist groups. Something really important that I want to stress is that they might call themselves the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria. They might call themselves, say that they fight in the name of God, or they might fight for Islam. But my religion, as a Muslim, does not promote any type of violence. It promotes peace. It's a religion of peace. So when people use God's name in that manner, that automatically makes them non-Muslim. The best thing for us to do, or for anybody to do that's experiencing any type of racism, is to show whoever's being racist against you or the so-called antagonistic person is that you're not what they think you are. So I guess it's always to react to them with kindness and knowledge. You want to educate them in a proper way, and some people don't want to be educated, so you need to learn how to respectfully and safely move away from that type of environment.
To get another perspective on the matter, we decided to interview Kerrisha Dent, a soldier that served in the Iraqi War. Hello, Kerrisha. To get things started, may I ask how many years you were active in the military?
I was active in the Army for 8 years, and I deployed twice to Bosnia in 2001 and to Iraq in 2003.
What was it like to be a soldier in the United States military?
Becoming a soldier in the United States military gave me a sense of pride and respect for not only myself but also my country. It also gave me a sense of belonging.
What was your experience like in Iraq?
My experience in Iraq was a life-changing culture shock. I witnessed things there that I would have never imagined.
When you were serving in Iraq, how were the citizens and what did you overall observe?
Some of the citizens in Iraq were appreciative and welcoming, while others were deceitful and loyal to their government officials and their way of life.
Based on how the media portrayed Muslims before and after 9/11, do you think it correlates to what you experienced in Iraq?
I think the media portrayed Muslims in a negative light after the 9/11 terrorist attack. But I also believe that they were accurate in their portrayal based on my experience in Iraq. I do think it's unfair and it's unfortunate, but it's based off of the selfish acts of the extremists.
After listening to the testimonial of a Muslim filmmaker and a seasoned veteran, I ask you to form an opinion. How do you think Muslims are treated in this country? If you believe that Muslims are being stereotyped and unnecessarily persecuted, then the only way to stop this in this country is to stand up and make a difference.